Have you ever been caught in a sticky situation with a designated driver or trying to find a driver too late? I know I have. Never drive under the influence, as you put many lives in danger. Walter Clark has an option you might consider for safety. And with this up and coming summer and holiday events, it's important, so listen closely. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Of course, this is exciting. It is for me. I've been watching you on TV for ages, so this is great.
Okay, so
let's talk about it. What's the problem?
Big holiday coming up, and what happens on the 4th of July? People party and they drink. And the real problem, I think, is that they don't intend to break the law, but they do. And I think many of us have unintentionally. They don't intend to get drunk, but after 2 drinks, they're impaired, and that's when they're asked to make the decision to drive or not drive. And of course, because they're impaired, they think they're fine.
Right.
We think we're fine. So the real problem is 27 people a day are killed by drunk driving.
Jeez.
27. I mean, if you're thinking about a terrorist action, that would get some news, but it doesn't otherwise. So 1 person every hour in this country gets killed from driving under the influence.
It's a staggering number. I mean, when you do the math on that, you know. So tell me, I know we talked about some, like, what do you think the solution really is? What's the real underlying problem?
Well, we know what it isn't, and what it is not is more punishment, because punishment has not worked. Going back to the oldest days in the 50s, I mean, some police officers used to just throw the keys into the desert out here and say, well, you're not going to drive tonight, and that was the cure. Then we had a series of legislative increasing bills that caused the punishment to go up to the point where it became mandatory jail time and mandatory suspension, and a lot of conditions of probation that would make it hopefully discourage people from doing it again. But it is like the boat with a hole in the bottom. You can keep bailing it out, but more water comes in. It hasn't changed anything.
It's not a fix.
Look at the problem. It's still there, and we're still going to find lots of people driving impaired this weekend. And we have tried to make a little difference by offering free cab rides, but in my heart of heart, I know that that doesn't really make a big difference, and that's kind of frustrating.
It is a step in the right direction, though, let's be honest.
I hope so. It's getting some attention to the problem.
Yeah, yeah. I just hope that people are aware and that they know they have this option. So why free cabs?
2 reasons. One, there are a few who take advantage of it, and I think we see that as being some help, but it's giving me an opportunity to talk about what I think should be done instead of just more punishment, because that doesn't work. And I think there are other things that can be done. I mean, right now, the science is to a point where they can detect alcohol in your system just by you touching the steering wheel. So I think it would be a great idea to use that to employ in every car, so somebody couldn't drive if they're drinking and impaired and having alcohol in their system. There are interlock devices. But more importantly, I think I'd like to see society address the schizophrenic approach that we've taken to the problem, which is, on the one hand, we promote it aggressively. On your station and in the newspapers, at every ball game, they're promoting the consumption of alcoholic beverages. And kids think that having a beer is the same as having a good time at an event where they're playing soccer. So we're encouraging it. We encourage it because the restaurants that we require to have parking lots are selling the beverage. They're making their greatest profit from those alcoholic beverages. And that means that people are getting drunk there and driving home. So there are a lot of things we could do to make a difference, but I'm afraid we're still a distance from accomplishing that.
I got to say, Walter, it's awareness. And just in this segment, I think that there's some clarity there for some people. It's very important. It is. So thank you to Walter Clark. You can call American Cab at 760-300-0000 to help get an impaired driver home. You can visit Walter Clark Legal Group in Rancho Mirage. The website is walterclark.com. You can also give Walter Clark a call. Or thank you to Walter Clark for being here at Walter Clark Legal Group. I had some fun with you. I learned I'm going to get a designated driver this weekend if I go out and drink. And I suggest you do the same thing. We'll see you after the break.